Hello everyone, welcome to Red Snapper. My name's MJ, and in this video we're going to be talking about all of the upcoming seasons in 2025 in Marvel Snap. We're piecing together what we can expect to see using evidence, using past years, and all the stuff that we know is definitely coming. That is, if we can even play the game. I know that it's currently banned in America, which is absolutely insane. I do hope you guys regain access to it as soon as possible. Hopefully by the time I put up this video, you'll just have access to it again. But if not, hopefully this video tides you over with a bit of future excitement. Just want to give a shout out to Discord, the Discord community, especially including EK August. They do a lot of investigation into the leaks and piecing things together. And also, if you go on to enjoy this video, please subscribe. Right. January, this is an easy one, guys. We're in the middle of January. The season is pretty much coming towards the end. Actually, kind of halfway through. Anyways, Dark Avengers. We don't really need to spend too much time on this. Or any. Moving on to February, next month. It is the Captain America Brave New World season. All of these cards have now leaked, so we know what they're doing. You got Captain America Sam Wilson with some ongoing new shield style deck, as in actual Captain America shield, where Sam Wilson can move the shield around and he gets buffs for when it reaches him and stuff. Very, very cool. And there's just some very interesting, awesome cards. You can check out my previous leak videos if you want to see the full information on what these cards do. Now, most recently we received the information in the data mines for the March season, which is Prehistoric Avengers. This is based on the run by Jason Aaron. I think it was called Avengers 1 Million BC. Oh, I think it definitely, I've read it. It was called that. Anyway, the cards include Agamotto. I don't know how to pronounce this. Agamotto? Anyway, the guy with the thing, right? He's the season pass card. He brings with him these cards that he seems to potentially shuffle into your deck. We don't know 100% what he does because the information on these cards that he shuffles in hasn't leaked, so we don't know exactly what he does. But the remainder of the cards is Eson, one of the Celestials, Starbrand, Firehair, Khonshu, Fanfei, and Ghost, the First Rider. Now, we know what some of these cards do, we don't know what all of them do, so again, I'm not going to go into the abilities in this video. You can watch my recent leaks video if you want to see all of the information that we have so far on what they do. But this is what we're getting in a couple of months, so I'm very excited for this season. It looks very cool from what we can see so far. Now, here's where we're getting a little bit further out, so we have a little bit less information, but it means there's more speculation. We're getting a what if season in April, and we believe we are getting these 6 cards. Captain Carter, seeing as she's the main character in the TV show, I would suggest she's probably going to be the season pass card. We're getting Happy Hogan. This is the version from that Christmas episode from last year. If you saw it, Happy Hogan basically gets injected with Hulk sort of serum. He hulks out and he goes mental. Very interesting. Interesting to get that version of Happy Hogan before a normal civilian version. We're getting Hydra Stomper, like a mech thing. Infinity Ultron, this is probably my most anticipated card because presumably it's just going to be insane. This is basically a Vision version of Ultron, but with all of the Infinity Stones. Absolutely mental. I can only imagine this is surely going to be one of the most powerful cards in Snap. Even if it's not powerful, I'm just excited to see what he does. Absolutely madness. Kahori. Now, I've actually proposed some powers and abilities for Kahori on the screen here. I've proposed her as a 6/6 on reveal. Copy the on-reveal effects of your other cards. This is not confirmed. This is just something that I think she might have a power similar to this. Again, if you've seen the show, you'll kind of see where I got the idea for this. She wields lots of the different artifacts from the MCU and stuff, so she's got all these incredible powers, and she is extremely powerful, so I could see something like that. And another potentially powerful card, Strange Supreme. This is basically the evil version of Doctor Strange. Can't imagine what he's going to do, but extremely excited. This season is going to be crazy. Now, there is a patch on the 4th of February, which as of time of recording, it's in a couple of weeks, just over 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll get an idea of what these cards do then. We'll just have to see. But I'm very excited. Right, moving on to May. Now, this is the one that we have virtually no information on. From here on onwards, we've got like some information from titles and stuff. So very talented people on Discord have pieced together some information from some of the future stuff. This particular season, May, we have no idea what it is going to be. So this is purely off of evidence and speculation. Now, I think it's going to be Thunderbolts. I think it's going to be Thunderbolts because there has never been an MCU movie without a corresponding season. Now, before you start raging at me in the comments, yes, I know that we did get a Thunderbolts season, and that season that we got was clearly intended to have been released alongside the release of the Thunderbolts movie. The Thunderbolts movie got delayed, so it's supposed to come out like 18 months ago, something like that. Or, but basically, whenever we got the Thunderbolts season, maybe it was like a year. Basically, I can't remember. Was it a year ago? The time is flying when you're having fun, guys. Yeah, basically, I don't know. Anyway, so we sort of already got this season. However, first of all, secondly, have had more than enough time to prepare for the new release date of Thunderbolts. And the second scrap of evidence that I'll put forward to you is that we just received our first Thunderbolt in the game. Like, apart from like the characters that have been members of different teams, like Luke Cage was in the Thunderbolts. There's like a Dr. Octopus Thunderbolts variant, isn't there? But the actual proper core Thunderbolt team member, we just got the first one in Moonstone. So I think that maybe leads in a little bit to giving some evidence towards a new Thunderbolt season. I think there's a couple of different routes they could go over. Either a classic Thunderbolt seasons. This is the classic lineup. So it'd be like Citizen V, probably Citizen V as the season pass card. Atlas, Mach 1, Techno, Songbird. That would be a really cool core classic Thunderbolts team. Or, I think it's also completely possible that maybe they do like a celebration of the Thunderbolts. This could potentially have White Wolf, so Bucky Barnes, as like the season pass card. Don't know what you could possibly do, but they could do that to tie into the movie, and then the rest of the season is just filled in with different variations of Thunderbolts. Maybe characters like Penance, Radioactive Man, and Whiplash, who have all been members throughout different iterations of the Thunderbolts. I really hope that we get this because I'm a massive Thunderbolts fan, but truly I don't know. I'm just guessing. Next is June. We have a little bit more information about June, actually, because, again, as I say, shout out to the Discord community, and in particular Ozymandias. Ozzy... I have never even read his name. I know he watches these videos as well. Ozzy Damians. I've only ever read that as Ozymandias. That's hilarious. Sorry, presumably Damien might be your name. Which is appropriate for a potential dark hell season. So this is potentially going to be like a Dr. Voodoo season. The reason I say that, as I say, the guys on Discord have found names in like titles and data that refer to Mephisto. Now, Mephisto has actually been a card in Snap for a long time in the data files. We've obviously just never had him. Hellstrom is referred to in this information, Dormammu is referred to, and Dreamstalker and Nightmare are referred to. Now, Dreamstalker is Nightmare's fucking evil nightmare horse or something. I don't know too much about these characters, but that information is in titles and in the data and stuff. Also, an extra little piece of evidence for this is Ironheart comes out in June, and there may be some sort of hell-based demonic sort of side to that show, because the Hood is in that show. So that's going to be extremely interesting. I don't want to spoil anything, but I have actually heard of other potential rumours regarding that show. And yeah, very, very interestingly, might have this sort of quite dark sub-theme to it, which I'm really excited for. And the link between all of these characters, I basically put into either, I can't remember if I did it in like Google Gemini AI or Microsoft Copilot AI, but I asked what all of these characters have in common, like what links them, and the only thing it came up with was that they were all in this Dr. Voodoo Avenger of the Supernatural mini-series. So maybe it could be that. Maybe that could be the thing that ties all of this together. But yeah, looks like we're probably getting some sort of hell season, and I'm saying probably June just because of that link with the Hood via Ironheart. Then next up, and also I should say, July seems nailed on, going to be Fantastic Four, as we'll talk about right now. And so why would we be getting information about cards or data in the data from the data mining that's so far out? So it feels like it has to be sooner rather than later. Right, July. Fantastic Four First Steps, the brand new Fantastic Four movie comes out. And we have never had a Fantastic Four season. So this is part of the evidence for this being a Fantastic Four season that month. Also, as we previously said, every MCU movie has always had a tie-in season. So it's basically 100%. I would be stunned if there's not a Fantastic Four season in July. Now, beyond that, we don't know anything. This is just based on sort of previous knowledge, so we've got no leaks whatsoever regarding this. So in terms of what cards we could see, the world is our oyster. I think it is bloody possible that we see a team card. So maybe you'll see the Fantastic Four. I've proposed a Fantastic Four custom card on screen here as a 4/4. You can move this each turn. When this moves, gain +2 power. So that's sort of like the Human Torch element. Ongoing, can't be targeted. So that's both the Invisible Woman side of it and maybe the Thing side of it as well. Maybe Red Guardian comes in to punch Fantastic Four and the Thing like rocks up and goes, nah, get out of here. Or maybe like your Namora tries to target Fantastic Four and maybe Sue's like, whoops, sorry, we're invisible, or something like that. Yeah, and also has adjacent locations have +1 power, so that's the Mr. Fantastic side of it as well. I really should have explained the full power of my custom card before I said any of the things, but that is what happens when you're just a subpar human being in general, so apologies for that. Yeah, or other potential characters could be, maybe we'll get duo cards. We've seen Rocket and Groot recently, maybe we'll see something like Thing and Human Torch. The reason I could definitely see duplicated characters of the Fantastic Four is because, I mean, you look at Thing. Thing is not an interesting card, right? He's got no abilities. Mr. Fantastic, yeah, okay, he's actually good now because he's just been buffed. Human Torch, cool. And Invisible Woman, somewhat irrelevant these days. So I think they've had better days, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, I know Human Torch is really good, top of the meta at the moment, but you know what I'm trying to say, guys. Also, they don't have any synergy together, so I think that's a little bit of a shame. And I think not only Marvel, but also Second Dinner will want to celebrate the Fantastic Four as much as possible. So that's why I could definitely see the Fantastic Four being repeated in some way, shape, or form. One of those forms, I think, could be something like the Fantasticar, and I wonder if the Fantasticar could work in the same way as High Evolutionary, and it unlocks and gives different abilities to the Fantastic Four in your deck. Maybe it's got like start of game or game start, unlock the secret abilities of your Fantastic Four. Fine, something like that. Or maybe we'll just see some of the classic characters that we haven't got, like Franklin and Valeria, Herbie, Mole Man. There's loads of classic villains that we haven't had. Or maybe, because of course the Fantastic Four First Steps movie features Galactus, maybe we'll see a repeat of Galactus. Maybe we'll see a version of like Galactus and the Heralds. Maybe this new version of Galactus shuffles the Heralds into your deck. Or maybe we'll just get the Heralds as cards, something like Terrax, Nova, Stardust, that sort of thing. That is pretty much as far as we can go. We can speculate about the rest of the year, so August to December. I think it's extraordinarily likely, like ridiculously likely, nailed on that we will get at least one X-Men season and at least one Spider-Man season. In fact, I'll go further than that. I think at least 3 of the remaining 5 or so seasons would be X-Men and Spider-Man, because in all previous years we've had at least one of both, and in fact we've had multiple of at least one of them. So last year we had 2 Spider-Man seasons. The year before that we had 4 X-Men seasons. So we're definitely going to get a couple of these, and I think probably more than one. Now, prominent storylines or characters from within these comic books. Alpha Flight, this is one of the biggest ones. I could seriously see us getting Alpha Flight this year. Age of Apocalypse. Sinister Six, we're still missing classic characters like Chameleon, Hydro Man, Boomerang, etc. And the Inheritors maybe, like Morlun is a very cool character. Ezekiel, Solus, I don't know why I even put Solus in here, I barely remember it. I have read that storyline, but barely remember Solus. But perhaps we could see something like that. or like a mob season, Hammerhead, Tombstone is in the data already, so maybe we'll see something like that. But what would you like to see, guys? Thank you very much for watching this video. As I said, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like the channel, turn on notifications, all that stuff really helps. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye!